As Uttarakhand enters its 25th year of statehood, its geographic and topographic reality remains the foundational constraint on its economic development. The steep terrain limits traditional scale, forcing the state to find alternative avenues for expansion. In the 2023 to 2024 fiscal year, Uttarakhand recorded a nominal GSDP of 346.2 thousand crore rupees, achieving 14% growth, outpacing the 9.2% national average. Adjusted for constant prices, the true output is 213.4 thousand crore rupees, a 1.2% national share. This 14% expansion stems from a specific structural pivot toward the tertiary sector and a systematic modernization of the state's fiscal tools. To understand how the state reached these figures, we have to systematically deconstruct its economic architecture, starting from the state budget and working down to individual sector outputs. This line graph maps the scale of Uttarakhand's expanding state capacity. Since 2001, the state budget has seen a 22-fold increase, climbing from roughly 4,500 crores to a projected 101,175 crore rupees for the 2025-2026 cycle. This baseline fiscal deepening is driven by aggressive tax base expansion and the modernization of GST collection post-implementation, which stabilized revenues and reduced tax evasion. With tax systems stabilized, the state shifted focus toward optimizing non-tax revenues. A primary target was the mining sector, an industry historically difficult to regulate. This transition moved Uttarakhand to a leading position in the C category of the center's State Mining Readiness Index. The drivers behind this ranking are digital. The state transitioned to transparent e-auction systems and enforced the e-Ravana portal to digitize royalty collection and curb illegal mining operations. This 101,175 crore rupee digitized fiscal capacity provides the essential capital required to engineer structural shifts across the broader economy. This area chart shows a structural shift. Between 2015 and 2024, gross state value added grew to 200.1 thousand crores. Sustaining this, the services sector achieved a 6.3% growth rate, expanding its share from 36.5% to 41.7%. A critical subsector of these services is tourism, tied to the state's cultural identity as an international yoga hub and an ecotourism destination. Domestically, Uttarakhand captures 2.3% of India's total tourism visits, ranking 12th nationally. However, these contrasting gauge charts reveal a tourism paradox. Despite the strong domestic footfall, Uttarakhand captures only a marginal 0.7% of India's total foreign tourist visits. While the tertiary engine dominates total economic value, the failure to convert domestic volume into high-yield international export value represents a major structural inefficiency. This table breaks down the secondary sector's 101.9 thousand crore output. Manufacturing dominates with 70.4% of the total. However, utility infrastructure, electricity, gas, and water supply is the fastest growing segment, outpacing others with a 7.1% annual growth rate. This output is supported by a decentralized industrial base, relying on over 42,000 small-scale industries and more than 1,800 medium and heavy enterprises. Despite the shift toward a service-based economy, this manufacturing and utility network provides the critical stabilizing layer that sustains the state's 14% nominal growth. Below the industrial and service tiers lies the primary sector, which faces optimization gaps dictated by the region's mountainous geography. The raw potential exists. The state's 9 hilly districts house over 503,000 breedable cows, accounting for nearly 63% of the total livestock population. This diagram illustrates a genetic latency. Despite that large population, only 18.18% of these cows are crossbred or genetically improved for scientific production. This lack of scientific optimization causes geographic production skews. The plains districts like Haridwar and Dehradun dominate milk and egg production, leaving the hilly districts like Chamoli to lead only in specific niche outputs like wool. Without advanced scientific intervention in livestock, the topography caps primary sector yields. This forces the state to rely heavily on its secondary and tertiary sectors to maintain growth. Uttarakhand has established a 14% nominal growth rate, supported by a state budget now exceeding 101,175 crore rupees. However, looking at the micro level reveals vulnerabilities. The 0.7% foreign tourism deficit and the 18% crossbred livestock gap indicate blockages at the operational level. Sustaining this trajectory requires targeted supply chain interventions, such as scientific breeding programs and formalized fish farming, to overcome topographic limitations. As Uttarakhand marks its 25th year, the data indicates it has mastered fiscal expansion and the transition to a service economy. Sustaining growth now depends on solving the structural latencies at the bottom of the supply chain.